Hello my little apples and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my experience so far and answering some of your questions about my dietetic internship. I'm currently on week 4 out of 10 of my dietetic internship. This is just for my clinical part. So there's 3 areas you need to get experience in, and that is food service, community, and clinical, which is like in the hospital. So that's the part that I am doing right now, and I know a lot of you guys had questions about it, you wanted to know about it. And for those of you who are RDs to be, or you plan on studying nutrition, this is definitely going to be some useful information for you, because I wish I had known these things, or these are questions that I also wanted to know that I kind of just didn't get before I started my internship. I actually asked you guys on Instagram what specifically you wanted to know about my clinical internship. But before we move forward, I forgot to tell you, if you like content like this, or if you want to see more stuff about my journey into becoming a dietitian or any school stuff in general, please make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and leave whatever you want to see in the comments below. Anywho's, so I'm vegan. And a lot of you who are watching this are also vegan, and we are probably very vegan for health reasons as well as ethical reasons and nutrition. That's a really tight topic and hot topic these days, because there's more science, more evidence, more things that lead to the fact that nutrition really is important for our health. A lot of vegans see that. They also struggle with the idea of prescribing meat and fish and pork and all that other animal products to patients. But what I have learned is that in the clinical aspect, what's most important is getting in food. So here, as I'm doing my diet orders, I don't even write down chicken, beef, pork, or any meat or anything. Really, what I am focusing on, as well as all the other clinical dietitians, is getting in the calories and the protein and making sure that we're helping that patient eat properly for their acute illness. It is really frustrating because I go to some of the diabetes educations or the diet educations. The suggestions are, here's a choice of protein, or have your dairy. But what's really cool now, at least in my facility, is on the protein sources, they have soy is a good source of plant-based protein, and like nuts and seeds and legumes, beans, they're all really good sources of plant-based protein. And they also talk about soy milk, almond milk. It's not that they are excluding plant-based options. The few educations that I've gone to, the dietitian that I was following was recommending, if you want to go even further, try eating more plant-based. It's really healthy. This has really taught me to be more open-minded about the state of people's nutritional health. I posted something before in my story and I got a lot of backlash from it, because I was saying that not everybody is going to go vegan and that's okay. And someone was like, that's not okay, blah blah blah. But my point is, not everybody, like in this lifetime, maybe this lifetime for them, the issue is not food, or the issue is not ethical reasons. Maybe there's a bigger issue in their lives that they have to resolve right now. Some people have other focuses in their lives, and vegan is important, and that's why it's important to have these resources for people. But as much as you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. If a patient comes in and they're dying and they will really only ever eat steak, but they need more protein and more iron, but they won't eat anything but steak. If you're in the hospital setting, and this is what my teachers have taught me, like if we're in the hospital setting, it only makes sense to give the patient what he will eat in that time, and that is a more acute and more critical state. Hospitals are doing this on a day-to-day basis, like on a wide scale. And after that, when they're all better and healthy, because you can't counsel somebody to become healthier if they die, right? Then they can make those lifestyle changes. But in that acute situation, for those of you who are scared about that or anxious about that, just please understand, first things first, we're trying to save the people who are already dying, or who are already in an extremely critical state, and we're also trying to implement preventative measures when and where we can. So try to keep that in mind. That's what I say to myself, and that's how I've kind of talked about it. We're all just trying to eat as healthy as possible. I will always prioritize somebody eating more fruits and vegetables than going full vegan, and that's because change happens slowly. And again, some people won't go completely vegan. If you just go from like pizza, burgers, and fries and 0 vegetables at all to like a more balanced diet that's maybe not completely vegan, to me that's better than nothing. But I will always advocate veganism where and whenever I can. I just can't force people, you know? And then in the long run, when you become a dietitian, when you finish your rotations, you can do whatever you want with your degree. You can go work for a plant-based doctor, you can start up your own business that's completely vegan. That is free to you. But for right now, what I do is I just suck it up and I learn as much as I can, and it's a really good learning opportunity for me to learn about the other side and the other spectrum of nutrition, so that I can then have a good backup for myself and like a good basis if anybody wants to make an argument with me or something. Just take it all as a learning experience and know that you can do what you want to do in the future when you are graduated and you are a medical professional. Someone asked, I understand not everyone can be vegan or vegetarian, but how do you work with clients and make them want to eat more fruits and vegetables and not let your personal bias get in the way? I feel like I already answered that, but it's just, I'm going to advocate more fruits and vegetables, and I will always say plant-based is best, and I will always provide evidence for that if the patient wants it, but I can't force them to do anything. I'm going to give them the information that will help them just get even a fraction better. So the next two topics I'm going to go over is just the process to becoming an RD, and then internship itself, and then what a week in clinical internship looks like for me. To become a registered dietitian, in the United States at least, so to become a registered dietitian in the United States, find an institution that is accredited by Ascend, which is the like accrediting people of the American, or of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So find like an institution that is accredited by Ascend for creating dietitians, and pick a couple and see what they require as prerequisites. For example, the school that I go to is called Loma Linda University, and it is accredited by Ascend, and I'm currently in a coordinated program which coordinates the school, the bachelor's degree with the internship. So unfortunately, for those of you who are looking for information about how to apply for an internship after you've graduated with your bachelor's, I don't really have any information like that for you guys because I didn't have to apply to a separate internship. My school pretty much covers that for me. To get into those schools, you have to figure out what you need for prerequisites, and there are a lot of coordinated programs just like the one I'm in, so you might want to take a look at that. I'll leave links in the description below that are really helpful. And then fulfill those prerequisites and make sure you're in contact with that school so you can get in, and then go through the program. And then when you're done, you either apply for your internship, which is usually around a year, and that requires 1,200 hours of supervised practice in 3 domains: clinical nutrition, community nutrition, and then food service. So you go through your internship, and then after that you can take your RD exam, and there's stuff that goes in between, like you have to get clearance for it and then get a date for the RD exam. But you take your RD exam, and then you're a registered dietitian nutritionist, and the rest is history, or I guess the rest is the future. Now I'm going to go into what a week looks like for me. My hours are from 8 a.m. to 4:30, and it's about a 45 minute to hour commute, so I have to leave and wake up a little early, whatever. I bring my lunch with me. Even though we get free lunch in the cafeteria, or like we have a $6 allowance, which is a lot in hospital cafeterias, I don't really want to rely on the cafeteria food every single day for my meals, because what if one day they have like an awesome vegan burger and then the next day there's like nothing for vegans because it's on a cyclical menu. I just didn't want to rely on that, and I didn't always want to get salad, so I decided I'll just meal prep. So I get there in the morning at 8, and then I literally just like check in with the preceptor that I'm with. She signs me a patient, and I look through the chart for the patient, and I collect information, and then I chart it, and then I go visit the patient, and then come back and chart it, close it, and then open a new one. It takes a really long time to look through charts and do the assessment and the diagnosis and follow up, and if there's education that needs to be done, that also takes a long time. So I could probably get to like 3 patients max in a day, and I'm there for 8 hours because it takes so long. At the same time that I'm doing those charts, I'm also learning from my preceptor. I'm asking questions. I'm learning so much more than in my class. Don't stress out too much about retaining everything you learn in your clinical, dietetic, or medical nutritional therapy classes. I'm really glad that I didn't. And that I had an idea that I would learn everything I needed to know through like hands-on experience, because that's the best way that I learn. So when I was in class taking those notes and studying and taking tests and stuff, I was really just doing it for the grade and kind of getting information. I know there are a lot of you out there who stress out about knowing that information beforehand in the fear of looking like an idiot when they ask you questions and you don't want to feel inadequate because you don't know the answer. It's a learning experience. All the dietitians that I've ever encountered they've never like not answered my questions and not made me feel stupid, because they know that all the interns have to go through this and they know that this is where you learn too. For the most part, all the dietitians have been nice. To me, at least. I didn't know everything and I still don't know everything, but I'm learning everything, and it's more hands-on experience and it's more applicable to real life patients and not just numbers, not just facts. I go through all that and then I have lunch and then I go through and see another patient and then chart it, and then that's pretty much it. And then I go home, and that's 8 hours for 5 days a week for 10 weeks. Okay, so that's pretty much the basis of it. I know that there's more you guys would want to know, so if you want to know more, leave them in the leave your questions in the comments below and I will be sure to get to them. I kind of want to make this like a Q&A clinical dietitian series, dietetic internship series, where I just answer your questions about like anything about the process of education. So I'll probably be taking them from the comments and just like do them while I'm going through this until you guys have no more questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please. And make sure you're subscribed if you want to know more and follow me along my journey. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. And have a wonderful day. And look at yourself in the mirror and smile and tell yourself you love yourself. Call your mom, your dad, somebody you love. And have a wonderful morning, noon, day, or night. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.